Today, we will learn about addition and subtraction using three methods. They are the simplest counting method, and then without regrouping, and the regrouping methods. By mastering this, you will be able to perform addition and subtraction up to big numbers. In this topic, there are four main sections. The basic of addition and subtraction lies on the counting method. In this video, we will be covering both the addition and subtraction by counting. Thereafter, we will be doing the addition and subtraction without regrouping. We will be covering on how do we do the tens and ones identification in this video, as well as utilizing the table for our math. Let us start with our first section now. We will start off with the simplest counting method. The counting method is simply performed by constantly adding 1 to the original number, and eventually deriving your answer. In the first example, what is 5 plus 4? First, you start off with the biggest number. In this case, number 5. Next, you add 1 to the number 5, and then you will derive the next number of 6. Thereafter, you will constantly add 1 to the newly derived number 3 more times. Through the constantly adding of 1, you will eventually derive your answer. Let us run through the counting method again with another example. First, you will take the biggest number of the equation, which is the number 6. Next, you will add 1 to the number 6, to derive your next number, 7. Thereafter, you will repeat the step by adding 1 to the derived number for 2 more times, and you will derive the answer to the question. Next, let's try the subtraction by counting. Let's take the first example of 7 minus 4. Unlike addition, you will have to take the first number of the equation and perform the counting downwards. Let's try one more example of 6 minus 3. Similarly, take the first number, and begin the subtraction downwards, one by one. This section, we will cover the addition without regrouping. Without regrouping simply means that the addition of the tens and ones will always be less than 10. The first step for this method is to identify the tens and the ones. Highlighted in orange are the tens, and in yellow are the ones. After identifying the tens and the ones, you will now put the tens and ones accordingly in the table as shown. After putting into the table, you will perform the addition without regrouping starting from the ones. You can now apply the counting method that you have learned previously on the 3 plus 4. This will give you a sum of 7, and write in the table under the solid line. After completing the ones, we shall proceed to the tens. In this case, it will be 2 plus 2. Similarly, perform the addition by count to get your answer. This will give you a sum of 4, and write in the table under the solid line in the column of tens. You have now learned the addition without regrouping. Remember, always identify the tens and ones first, and put them into the table as shown. Thereafter, proceed with counting for the ones, and subsequently for the tens. Once you have performed the counting for the ones and tens, you will obtain the answer. In this case, you will get 47 as the answer. Let's have another round of practice. This time round, what is 31 plus 26? First of all, identify the tens and ones. In this case, the tens are shown in the orange boxes, and the ones in yellow boxes. After that, put the tens and ones respectively into the table. This is what you should get. Now, focus on the ones column, and perform the counting for 1 plus 6. You will get a sum of 7 in the ones column. Next, focus on the tens column, and perform the counting for 3 plus 2. You will get a sum of 5 in the tens column. By doing these steps, you will get the answer of 57 for this equation. Next section, we will go into the subtraction without regrouping. The concept is similar to how we perform the addition without regrouping. Let us take the example of 25 minus 22 for step-by-step elaboration. First, you will identify the tens and the ones. The tens are highlighted in orange boxes, and the ones in yellow boxes. Next, put the tens and ones respectively into the table below. Similarly, always start with the ones column. In this case, 5 minus 2. We will adopt the same counting method that we have learned earlier, and you will get the answer of 3. Lastly, the tens column. Using the counting method to find out what is 2 minus 2. You will get the answer of 0. Let us do another example for the subtraction without regrouping. This time with the example of 75 minus 43. First, you will identify the tens and the ones. The tens are highlighted in orange boxes, and the ones in yellow boxes. Next, put the tens and ones respectively into the table below. Remember, always start with the ones. In this case, using the counting method to get the answer for 5 minus 3. The answer will be 2. And write the answer under the solid line in the ones column. Finally, proceed with the tens column. Again, using the counting method to get the answer for 7 minus 4, which is 3. Thereafter, write the answer 3 in the tens column between the solid lines. Thank you for watching our video. If you need to revisit our video to master this section, please do so before viewing our next video, which will cover the advanced addition and subtraction with regrouping. To learn that, it is basis on what we have taught today. So remember, get the fundamentals correct first.